When you have this cast, you just feel like you want to give them as much as they can to sink their teeth into because they can do it all. And it felt like we wanted to tell a story that felt honest, and even in those kind of darker, grittier moments, like there is humor, you know what I mean? And that's true in all kind of aspects of life, whether it's on, world stake scale or, just your regular stakes. And I think it felt honest to the story to have all of that in there.
Slowly but surely, we've been giving people trailers and clips and showing them what, that our hearts were in this thing and that we wanted to make a beautiful, funny, hilarious, wild, moving movie. And we did that. And I'm just so excited that people are going to get a chance to see it and really enjoy these wonderfully wacky Marvel characters.
It's beyond a dream. It really is surreal, and I'm just thinking it's to be on Hollywood Boulevard too, and I just, I used to do this. I used to line up outside of premieres when I first came to LA. So it's really crazy to be on the other side, and it's always been a dream to be in the Marvel Universe, and to be in it with this movie, with this crew. Like, it's just, I feel so blessed, yeah.
It means to me to be part of this story, which is a lot, because I think this story is as humane and considerate of being a human being as any of these movies ever are. But to be in a Marvel movie kind of makes my career official at this point. So it means a lot everywhere I look.
Honestly, there's always just something about a Marvel film that is so amazing, incredible, and special. And I mean, there's just nothing like a good Marvel movie coming out in theaters, and going to see it in theaters with your friends is always amazing.
I think the best part about this movie is how fresh the characters are. So I think for Marvel especially, it's exciting to see new faces and new versions of old characters. And I think it's just really fun to have a female main character. And I mean, my favorite movie has always been Black Widow from all the Marvel series, and I love Yelena. And so I think that just having a strong female main character just makes this a great way to start the whole Marvel summer season.
And it's the fact that, their moral ambiguity and their flaws are so reflective of who we are as human beings, and it teaches us that even in your most darkest hours, you have to have courage, and courage is acting in the face of fear, not in the absence of it, and that's what they teach us in this movie.
It's a different type of Marvel movie than you've seen before, in that the emotional center of the movie is what you're watching. Maybe this is what we want. Maybe this is a new avenue that we can go in, and you haven't seen these characters a lot before, and it's fun to have created them and have sort of been limitless opportunities of what we could make these people. It was great.
It's a big moment for me. It means a lot to be incorporated and invited to the party, and especially with this character who is so meaningful to me. And so I know what it means to be a fan of something, and so it's not like it doesn't weigh on me lightly, and I hope that it's received well, and I hope everyone knows that I put a lot of thought and heart into it, and I hope they love it. Yeah, I mean, I think that, one of my favorite parts about superhero movies is when the superhero is discovering that they are a superhero, because I think that is one of the most human parts of the story, right? Where you're like, oh, that could be me discovering these things, that I have 20/20 vision, or I can shoot webs out of my hands, or I can jump really high. And so this kind of has that element throughout the entire movie, where they're all really trying to figure out how they can do what they're expected to do, which is be a superhero.
In my opinion, this is a great movie for the summer for all sorts of reasons. First and foremost, it's deeply entertaining. It's got tons of action-packed adventure. Having said that, there's a very, very well-rounded story that drives all of the action, and that makes it, and it's got a lot of grit, and it's very raw, and it makes it like old school Marvel.
The characters are relatable. They're not, these heroes, these aspiring heroes. They are inspiring in a way of the relatability of this movie, and I think that fans are going to come away and want to give their loved ones a hug. And I think it's got a lot of humor, it's got heartbeat, it's got a lot of love, it's got a lot of mishaps, it's got a lot of ridiculousness, and they are just these kind of scoundrels who are really trying to exist and coexist in this world. And you've got the action as well. You know, Marvel never lets, you know, the fans down with that. But yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of love in this movie.
You know what's funny is when we made the movie, we knew that it was something special, and then when we watched it for the first time, we knew that it was something special, and then now finally hearing that because it's hitting the right spot, that it's generating its own noise and its own goodness, it feels so satisfying to know that it's not that long now that people actually get to witness it. I think in this movie we're not seeing brilliant superheroes be brilliant. We're watching we're watching anti-heroes be particularly crap at lots of things going on in their life right now. And that's part of the joy of watching them for the first 45 minutes, is they're really struggling of how to do pretty much anything, especially as a team. And it's relatable. We hopefully see ourselves in them. We hopefully see our own struggles and the way that we cope with dark times. And it's something that we can actually maybe learn from.
I feel this group is so ridiculously talented and funny that, I don't know, I'm hopeful. I feel like people might really like the movie. These characters, you want to care for them. You want them to be real. I think the difference with this film is that they're all very relatable. They're three-dimensional, and they wear their hearts and their on their sleeve, and they don't hide it. I just think it will be interesting to see what their future is going to be, but we'll see.